Good morning, beautiful souls of this wonderful earth. I just wanted to talk today about expectations we have, for ourselves, for other people, and for life as a whole. Expectations, they're something that can get in our way quite a bit, especially if we set expectations that are way too high, or we set expectations that are kind of low for ourselves. We can really start to judge ourselves and to judge other things negatively, and it can really hinder us in our growth. So I just kind of wanted to talk today. This is something I've been personally dealing with a lot. Like I said, this is a form of journaling I'm doing, and hopefully to spread some awareness and some love and positivity, hopefully, to somebody or some other people out there is my goal, while helping myself at the same time. I've always been very shy on camera, very shy to, in a sense, talk to people, very very to myself and very closed off. And this for me is a huge step. Making videos and putting them out for the world, I feel, is a wonderful step for me, and I'm just hoping I can help at least one person. And back on topic, expectations. I've had a lot of expectations when it comes to myself and this, from views and all this shit to actually making content and making videos, and that's rushing myself. I can't put out the best content and the most genuine me that I can be if I'm just forcing and reaming myself to do it. I was actually going to make a whole different video topic, and I felt that this one really fit for today because expectations is something I've been dealing with so heavily, mainly for myself. I've been working heavily on not setting expectations for others, and just loving them for who they are, unless they're being shitty people, or not doing their best to communicate or grow. Some people you can't have in your life, they're toxic. But the ones, my best friend is the main one. I've been doing my best to not set these expectations, crazy expectations. And even if I do have a little expectation, it's nothing. It's been communicated upon. Maybe it's something we agree that one of us may do. There might be a little expectation there, and if it doesn't happen, I'm not letting my inner judge come out and control my emotions and rule my mind into putting my negative, projecting my negativity and emotions onto others. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And that's part of acceptance. But when it comes to self expectations, those ones can be harder. They can be tricky. It's something we constantly do. We expect to wake up at this time, go to bed at this time. We expect so much. We expect everything, and that all the way goes back into our mind. We expect ourselves to remember all this and to be able to do all these things, and if it doesn't work out, we start judging ourselves and downing ourselves for it. And that's something that really can take us back and hinder our progress. You can make all this progress, but if one expectation that's too high gets through, and your inner judge starts speaking up, and you bring back a lot of old negative emotions. Maybe you're judging yourself and having an expectation on a former domestication from your parents or something. Maybe it's about you eating food. Maybe you have dinner at nighttime, and you get full, but you still have a little bit of food on your left, and due to your former domestication with your parents, maybe your parents, you would get spanked, or you would just, you were considered a bad boy, bad kid if you didn't eat all your food. So due to that, you, in a sense, domesticate yourselves and have set an expectation for yourself that I'm not going to listen to what my body's telling me. I'm going to listen to what my mind's telling me, which is I have to finish all my food, or I'm a bad kid, or I'm a bad person, or I'm very wasteful, and all these judgments and this negativity can take over, and it's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy, and it's not going to get you anywhere. So you want to be able to set small expectations, for yourself, and have goals, but you don't want to set the bar way too high, so you're never going to achieve it, and you don't want to set the bar down here and, in a sense, underestimate yourself. And if you do end up, if you're new at setting goals and doing things, and you're kind of just starting to make the progress, set some lower goals and achieve those, and then raise it up a little bit. But don't go too high. Don't go setting crazy expectations for yourself, because you're just destined, in a sense, for failure. Unless you can absolutely do what you're doing, in a sense, then it's not too much. Everybody's different, and everybody, what they can do is going to be different. How much they can do is different. But the key is not judging yourself and letting these expectations get the best of you, because you're nothing but pure unconditional love and energy in every moment. And the only thing that tells us otherwise is our mind and these emotions, that we're taught that we are this mind, and we are these emotions, and we are this body. But if you are these emotions, and you are these thoughts, who's the one watching the thoughts? Who's the one in between the thoughts paying attention to them? That's you. That's you. Our thoughts and our emotions are tools to guide us through this world and through this realm, in a sense, I feel. If we have control over our mind, you have a thought and you're like, no, I don't agree with that thought, so I'm not going to act upon it. Who's the one bearing witness to that? That's who we are. So when you have that awakening and realization to you're the witness and not actually the one, just it's a very different experience. And you can very well start to see that when you pay attention to your thoughts and you focus on how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way, and really connect the roots onto why you feel or react certain ways due to certain things. And you can really start to have a better control over your mind and over the goals you set and the expectations you set. And maybe you have expectations, like I said, that have been with you for a long time, whether it's from domestication, or it's domestication some way or another. We were domesticated as kids, and at a certain point around 5 or 6 we start domesticating ourselves. We're auto domesticated animals. And if we don't pay attention to these things, we can just kind of go through life kind of like a zombie for our whole life, just acting and reacting as on demand, instead of actually taking our time, having awareness, and focusing on the awareness, focusing on our breath, planting ourselves on this surface, feeling our body, listening to our mind, having an understanding. And the key to getting over everything is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself. Even if, like I was touching on a little bit ago, if someone's wronged you in the past, it's nothing personal. The only thing holding on to that is your mind and your emotions and energy that you keep to it. So in that case, especially if the person is done out of your life, the only, you can have forgiveness for whatever they've done, but which is key, and you need to forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself for holding on to the emotions and for letting it still be alive, in a sense, you're not gonna get over it. You have to forgive yourself, and you have to overcome it to get out of it. Sorry that I've been ranting a little bit. Thank you so much for listening. Have a very, very beautiful day.